Hey everybody, it's your girl Nell and welcome to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here today while I tackle certain crafty, artsy things that I just happen to love. The things that make me really feel and engage with my purpose and my why in life. So how are you doing? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today because I was getting a little lonely. No, I wasn't. I really enjoy being by myself and I enjoy the peace and the quiet because I'm a reader. I love to read and spending time with just Nell for me is a great way for me to be able to engage in self-care and to really think about where I'm headed as a young, mature African-American woman. And yeah. So how are you doing? I am in the tiny studio today. I wanted to show you some of the pieces or the items that I picked up from the Goodwill last week. First of all, I hope that you are following me over on TikTok because I posted I guess a little short or something, and I think that it posted over here on YouTube as well. I'm not sure. I hope so, but I need to look into that. But anyhow, if you follow me over on TikTok at the Loc'd Nista Queen Nell, where I talk a lot about, I give little motivational tidbits to people who are, to people like you and I who need to be encouraged every day on this beautiful life journey that we're all on. And I'm starting to post other things as well. But as I ease into the new year, and for me, my new year really doesn't begin until the spring. And a lot of different cultures and belief systems operate in that manner. So for me, even though the calendar says that it is January, well, it's February, right? It's February 2024. For me, I'm still operating on the 2023 lens. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing myself to enter into the spring, preparing to, come out and spread my wings and accomplish some things that I want to accomplish for 2024. And a part of what I have in store for 2024 is not just my weight loss journey. I think we talked about that a little bit. However, I want to get back to doing the things that bring me joy and walking in my purpose. And it was just something about my husband going through cancer that really pushed me, gave me that nudge. But I've had my own personal health crises I've had my own health crises that I am walking through, at this moment. But it was just something about going through this journey with my husband that truly showed me that I was doing more talking than I was doing the walking. I was doing more hacking. I was doing a lot of hacking, but there was nothing built, There was no shack being built. There was nothing, in my opinion. And so what that really got me to doing is being a little bit more intentional with whatever it is being intentional about my purpose, being intentional about what it is that I really want out of life. And watching my husband go through this cancer battle and watching him just really go through it, because he really truly went through it. And just being constantly aware of what it means, or what life really means, being constantly aware of mortality. And it's not like I have not lost someone close in my life. You know, it's not like I don't understand the circle of life. But sometimes things occur and it touches you in a certain way in that moment because it's supposed to. It's supposed to awaken your senses. And that's what happened to me. My senses became fully awakened. I thought they were awakened maybe 5 years ago, but no. Going through this journey with my husband, that really awakened me to what it is that I am supposed to do. And it really, really just inspired me to be who I am, to be Nell, to go on this journey with intention, being consistent about it, and allowing myself to walk in my purpose every single day. Walking in my purpose every single day. And I hope that a crisis such as what I have been going through with my husband, or a death, I hope that is not the catalyst for you to walk in your purpose every day. Just listening to my story, I hope that encourages you to, if you don't already know why you were placed on this planet in the year 2023-24, in the month of February, if you do not have a clue as to what your why is, do some meditation. Go somewhere where you can really, really hear hear your inner voice speaking to you. Feel the messages coming to you from your third eye. Please go somewhere and think about that and allow your inner voices to speak to you, to let you know, to let your spirit voices guide you, to help you understand what your why is and what your purpose is here on this planet. Because we're only here for a short time in this physical body. We're only here for a little bit. So it's best that we begin to learn what that purpose is, learn what our purpose is, learn what our whys are, and live in accordance to that, because you just don't know, do you? You just don't know when the universe is going to say, all right, your time is run out here. On to the next adventure. You just don't know. So you want to do the best that you can to live your best life and to help everyone around you do the same. So last week I went to the Goodwill. My husband received the last of his cancer treatments, his chemo. We got a chance to be with him when he rung the bell for his last cancer treatment, chemotherapy treatment, last Friday. And his official diagnosis is that he is cancer-free. He is currently in remission, and we are just really, really excited about that. And so while he was getting his final cancer treatment, we weren't allowed to be in the infusion room. So maybe right around the corner is the neighborhood Goodwill. So my two daughters and my son, we all went over to the Goodwill to see what kind of treasures and goodies that they had on tap there. Like I said before, I have anxiety. And so I really don't like going places where there's a crowd of people. And that's why I do not go to the Goodwill or any thrift store or flea market, anything like that on days when I know, or at time periods where I know there's going to be a crowd of people. Now, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was at the Salvation Army and I got there pretty early. And the reason why I was there at the Salvation Army was because I was looking for a vintage dresser. And I was looking for a vintage dresser, and I know that the Salvation Army in my neighborhood has some really, really great vintage antique pieces in there. And on Saturdays, the prices are dope because they're like 50% off. So that's why I was at the Salvation Army a few weeks ago. Yeah, it'd be about 2 weeks ago. And of course, I had my mask on, and I did suffer with some anxiety, but I made it through. So this time at the Goodwill, it was in the morning. It was around 11 o'clock, and maybe 10 people was in the store total. And so that made me feel good. So I headed to the housewares department. I didn't get a chance to go to look at any handbags or anything, but I'll do that probably on Wednesday. I'll check out the handbag selection to see if I find any vintage Coach products, vintage Coach handbags. But while I was at the Goodwill in the houseware section, I saw some very beautiful crystal pieces. Now I looked to see if they had any markings on them, to see if they were maybe Waterford crystals or something of that nature, and I couldn't find any, but they were really, really good crystal pieces, and I want to share them with you today. When I lived in Detroit, I did a lot of antiquing. I just love antiquing and thrifting, and I really believe, to me, that Michigan has some of the best flea markets, some of the best thrift stores and antique stores that I have ever, frequented. And I just love it. But when I moved down to the Tampa Bay area, I was expecting, to continue that experience. However, to me, and in my opinion, the antique stores and the thrift stores are not giving what my Detroit thrift stores and flea markets give, So, anyhow, I was surprised that I was able to find the pieces that I did find at my local Goodwill. So the first thing, anyhow, that I decided that in getting back to who I am, getting back to myself, living in my purpose, that I really love antiquing. I really love going to the thrift store. So in order for me to do this, what I plan to do is to adjust my schedule so that even though I had this high anxiety about being around a lot of people, I need to just head to the places that I would like to go, like Goodwill, Salvation Army, and there's another thrift store that I want to head to. It's called Red, White, and Blue, or something like that. There are two locations. I think one is on Waters and the other is on Hillsborough. I like to head to, I like to do some thrifting, but I will probably have to do it in the morning hours, which is probably the best time anyway to go, because that's when you're going to get a lot of your great piece. That's when they're really bringing things out. And I don't like, I want to get the good, I want to see the treasures, I want to get to those things. And if you snooze, you lose, right? So I found some really good pieces at my local Goodwill. I have my little cutter tool here, and this is one of the pieces that I saw. It's a candy dish. Isn't it pretty? I was looking for a mark. I got it from the Goodwill. It cost $2.98. And I didn't see a mark on it. Let me see if I can get this tape off of here. I didn't see any type of markings on it to tell me what type of, wait a minute, I see something. I can't really read it. So as I said, I'm getting ready for my new year, which will be in the spring. And I do like spring cleansing, New Year cleansing around late March, early April, and I have saging of the house and everything, and then I change a lot of things. I change curtains and flooring. I do a lot of things to get into to bring in freshness and bring in new beginnings for the year. So I want to really I had silver things, silver tea kettles and coffee pots and things like that, and I really want to showcase them again. A lot of things I put in storage, a lot of things that I had from Detroit. I put a lot of those things in storage because I had little kids, and when I had my house in Detroit, my house was larger than my home here. Was in one of my homes here in Tampa was. So I kept a lot of things in storage, and now my children are grown, and I just want to feel like myself. So I'm going to bring those things out, and I'm going to showcase them around my home because that makes me feel good. And one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to add candy bowls and things like that in my living room, so that when people come over, if they want a piece of candy, they can have candy. And it's kind of like an old school thing, the old school hospitality thing. When I would go over to my relatives' homes back in the 70s, everyone had a candy bowl, Even my mom had a candy bowl, and it was filled with candy. You just want to get you a piece and keep it moving, right? Right. So I found this beautiful candy dish. Look at the top. Here's the inside of it. I thought this was really, really cute, nice and detailed. The glass is beautifully etched, and it has I don't want to call it feet, but it's not just going to be sitting or resting on a table. It has little I guess you would call them feet, right? I thought this was just so cute, and it was just sitting there in the corner at the Goodwill. Look at that design. So if I can find another candy dish as cute as this, I will, and this is going to be placed on my table in my great room. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so there are a lot of sweets and goodies at the store, and I was thinking about filling this candy dish up with some Valentine's candies. Those little candies that say I love you, I miss you, all of that stuff. Nice and colorful. After I clean this, I will be adding that to this candy dish. Another treasure that I found at my local Goodwill is this beautiful glass bowl. What do you think? No chips. Beautiful etching. And what does it say? I purchased this bowl for $4.98 at the local Goodwill. I really love the etching in the glass. Now it says that this crystal bowl was made in Hungary, hand cut, 24% lead crystal. Look at that. This beautiful crystal bowl. And look at the detail around the side. It has I don't want to say this, it has like a pedestal. That's what this is. It has a pedestal. Isn't that beautiful? And look at the edging. Look at the edging. Look at the edge around the corner of the bowl. Look at that. Isn't that a really nice bowl? Isn't this a really nice bowl? I haven't decided what I'm going to place in here, but I was thinking about placing maybe some chocolates, and this is going to sit on my table in the living room. But this is just so beautiful. Here's that little stamp there. It tells you it's made in Hungary, and that is 24% lead crystal. But the pedestal is what got me. This is a very cute piece. I spent $4.98 or $5 for it. Okay, put that over here. And the last thing that I got at the Goodwill is this vase, this vase, this crystal vase. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Isn't that beautiful? Now, you know what? I already have several crystal vases somewhere around here. I use them occasionally, like on my birthday or anniversaries, or it was another reason why I would use, let me see, birthdays, anniversaries, Mother's Day, because my kids and my husband buy flowers on those occasions, and at one point I would just go ahead and buy flowers for myself, but I can't remember why I stopped. I think I stopped because I was buying flowers from Publix. Publix is a grocery store here in the Tampa Bay, or here in Florida, and I was getting them, and the last I think they were wildflowers that I purchased from Publix. They were not in good health at all, and they died on me within 2 days. And so, that kind of made me feel kind of bad, made me feel like I wasted my money or whatever. And I was so upset about it. That was the last time that I actually bought flowers for myself. But with this very beautiful crystal vase, it's so beautiful. It's inspiring me to, start buying flowers again for myself. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with buying flowers for yourself. Why shouldn't you buy flowers for yourself? You don't have to wait for a special occasion to have flowers in your home, And when I saw this vase, I said to myself, Nell, it's time to start buying some flowers. Gift yourself a bouquet of roses. So this cost me $4.95. Let's see that, $4.98. So basically $5. And I looked on the bottom of this beautiful vase to see if I could find a marking, for Waterford. That's what I wanted to know, if this was a Waterford crystal or not. But there is no marking on here to tell me that it is. But it is just so pretty, I thought. And I just love the details. I love the etchings of the glass. And it's so heavy. That's why I thought that it was like a Waterford, a Waterford crystal vase. It was just so heavy. So, all in all, I spent what? I think my son said I spent what? I want to say $17, somewhere in there. I don't think it was $17. I think it was $14, he said. I can't remember. I have to look at the receipt. But for these great pieces, to me, going to the Goodwill last weekend was very, very promising, and I'm glad that I went. I'm so glad that I went. So I have ideas for each of these beauties that I purchased from the Goodwill. I have ideas. Like I'm gonna put the Valentine candy in this one. I'm gonna put some chocolates in the other crystal bowl. Put some chocolates in there. Maybe some chocolate kisses. And like I said, it is, the season of Valentine's Day. The next couple of months, it's going to be candy galore and colorful and whatnot. So it'll be Valentine's candy in one month for the month of February going into March. And then, Easter will be around the corner. I don't celebrate Easter, but Easter has some great Easter candy, comes in great pastel colors. So I'll be using that, putting that inside of my candy dish and my candy bowls. And I'm going to wash this really great vase. I'm going to wash it really well, and I'm going to, pick up some flowers. And I'm going to add them to this beautiful vase. And I might put this in my dining room, or I might put this in my living room. And flowers always brighten up any room. They always brighten up any room that you place them in. And they not only brighten up your room, but they smell so beautiful. They bring this really scent of nature into your home, and it really does something for you if you're feeling down or depressed. It's something about flowers that really gives you that jolt, especially it's like it appeals to all of your senses, except taste, because there are certain plants that you don't want to eat. But I think I did well at my neighborhood Goodwill last week. What do you think? So as I said, I'll be heading there again sometime this week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday in the morning. And if I find something that's really, really great, then I will let you know. I'll probably take you with me on TikTok, or I'll just pop into the tiny studio and show you what I have. Show you my thrifting haul. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today here in the tiny studio. I really appreciate it. If you have not already subscribed to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be aware or made aware of whenever I pop into the tiny studio to talk to you about what is going on in the crafty world of Nell. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time here in the tiny studio. Bye-bye.